So I was just packing everything up, and it actually occurred to me how badly I might have screwed everything up here. Yes, this is another hive. This is number 4. It's not going to have any bees in it for a little while yet. The one right in front of the camera there, I've done a split into that one. I don't know if it's taken yet. I need to have a look at that. The 2 top bar hives, as you saw in the last video, they've both been relocated up here. I have got a split going in one end of the yellow hive. If it's taken, once it sort of establishes itself, I intend to try and move it over into this box. There'll be a little bit of modification I have to go. I'll have to shape the comb a little bit and adjust the top bars so that they fit into this Langstroth hive, and then hopefully they'll build out onto the Langstroth frames. But yeah, we really just need to get into these 2 hives and just see how they are after being moved up here. Yeah, and see if the split has worked in there and split into that Langstroth hive's worked. So I'll go and get the smoker going, go and get into my bee suit, and we'll jump in and have a look. So first up, we'll just have a quick look in this Langstroth hive and just see if anything is working. So the way I did this split was that I took a heap of nurse bees and I took a bar that had a capped queen cell on it, or a couple of capped queen cells on it. So hopefully they won't have to go too long without a queen. But we need to have a look and see what's happening. It looks to me like that capped queen cell has been opened, but that doesn't mean that there's a queen in here. She will go on her mating flight before she starts laying in here, and she can be gone for days. I think up to 3 days they can be gone for. Yeah, they've got plenty of pollen and nectar stored in there, so I'm not worried about food stores at all. But that is one thing, when you've got a tiny little colony like this, they can't bring in a lot of food themselves, so it's something you sort of have to keep a bit of an eye on for them, just make sure they're fed up well enough. Now if I come back here in a week and there's still no queen or no evidence of a queen, like no eggs, no fresh eggs being laid, all's not lost. I can grab another bar from one of those other hives, established hives that's got really young larvae on it. I can bring that over and they'll attempt to make themselves another queen again. Anyway, that all seems okay. No queen there yet, but alright, throw the lid back on there and we'll go and have a look at these other hives. Alright guys. Hey little fella. He's a little skittish. What's wrong with him? There's actually 2 colonies in this box at the moment. I mean, the size of these top bar boxes that I build, they're about right for one really big colony. But when your colony's not taking up all this room, I have a secondary entrance on the back, and I can establish a small colony up the end here as well and keep it separate from the main colony. Just if you want to do splits or anything like that, it's just handy to have that option. So that's what I've done at the moment. I've attempted to get another little colony going in here. I know. I'm praying this bloody Rode microphone records everything this time, because otherwise this will be another video shot to shit because we don't have any audio. It's happened about twice so far already. So we'll have a quick look at this little colony up the end here and see if anything is going on in here. Still got a bit of honey, a little bit of pollen stored away for them. They are getting through it though by the looks of it. Just in case there is a queen and we can't see her, one of the surefire ways to find out if she's in here and active is to find newly laid eggs. And a decent torch is awesome for helping find the eggs. It's capped worker brood on that one. Pollen, honey. Now, if I can't find a queen on this one, I would be fairly confident that she is off on her mating flight. Because I was actually in here a few days ago after I moved this box up here, and I did see the queen in here, but she was very, very small. So I'd say possibly fairly newly hatched, hadn't been on her mating flight yet. Sort of hoping we might have been able to see her in here today, but possibly she's out of town. But anyway, they are doing okay. If that queen manages to successfully mate and come back, we'll be off and running with this colony. I'm getting a bit grizzly now. Alright, they can just go back. This was a piece that I just had to cut off the bottom of one of the bars just so I could get it into the Langstroth hive. And rather than just waste all the brood that's on there, we just throw it on a rescue bar, put it up the end of the box, and just let them all hatch out. So it's not a total waste cutting them all off. One thing I'm not seeing in here is freshly laid eggs. Now this is the colony that I pulled the queen cells out of to try and establish that other split in the Langstroth hive, so I'm wondering if they haven't swarmed at some point. I'll just shut them up for now. We'll go and have a quick look in this other hive. Because if I'm concerned, I can grab another bar from the green hive that's got the young larva on it that they need to make another queen. I can bring it over just as insurance. And that way if they don't have a queen, I give them what they need that they can create a queen. You like that little fella? How cool is he? He's been living in this box for ages. He's pretty cool. Now we get in the grumpy hive. They seem awfully quiet. There's probably not going to be anywhere near as many bees in these boxes as there should be because we've moved them such a small distance. A lot of the bees get a bit confused. Like when we move them, when we let them out the other morning, like they'll do a bit of a fly around and orient themselves, work out where they are, take some landmarks so they can find their way back to the box. But what happens is, because we're only such a short distance from where they were set up, they'll go for a fly to forage for stuff and they'll see landmarks that they knew from the old position, and that will confuse them and they'll just navigate back to where the old hive was. So you end up losing quite a few workers. Bloody small hive beetle. Hate them damn things. Yeah, you end up losing a lot of foragers because the landmarks confuse them and they end up just back where the old hive was located. There's some reasonably young larvae in there, not super young. A bit better on that side. That's fairly fresh eggs in there. So I would suspect, let's put that one in back to front so I know where it is. I may take something like that. There's a good bar of, that's a good bar of worker brood. Both sides even. It's no good giving that to the other colony because they can't do anything with that. Once that larva's past, 3 or 4 days old, then it's just going to become a worker. They can't change what it's going to be. It has to be very, very young. No sign of a queen on that either. There is eggs and larvae in this one too. Quite a lot. Might take that one. Just try and make sure there's no queen. There's no queen on that, so. Yeah, so there's probably been a few errors on my part trying to do splits, and like a lot of the splits I've tried to do have been taking capped queen cells and trying to start splits that way. Yeah, and obviously you take the queen cells away from here and then the queen buggers off. If she swarms, well then the poor colony's left with nothing. So yeah, I'm just going to leave them now. I'm just going to have to let them do their own thing for, I don't know, a month or so, and just, but anyway, it is what it is. Well, yeah, I don't know. Come back in a week or two and just see if I've even got anything at all. I might be starting from scratch at this rate. Righto, thanks for watching. I'm going to pack this up and see you on the next one. So I was just packing everything up, and it actually occurred to me how badly I might have screwed everything up here. This hive here behind me, the Langstroth, it doesn't have a queen in it that I know of. I mean, that split could be successful yet, but as it stands, it's not. My green colony, the super defensive guys, I saw eggs in there, but I didn't see a queen. I think they're queen right, but they're not very strong. because of swarming and the fact that they've lost all their forages due to the move. There's 2 colonies in the yellow hive. The small one that I saw the queen in, there's no eggs. I didn't see a queen in there today. Hopefully she's on a mating flight, but that might not be a queen right colony either. And the same goes for the main colony in that box. Couldn't even see any evidence of a queen, no laying. Yeah, so that's not queen right. The only colony I've got now is the green one that I'm pretty sure is queen right. Everything else is up in the air. So I guess it's just fingers crossed now that something takes out of all of that, because otherwise I'm going to be down to 1 colony and rebuilding from scratch again. Things were going so great a couple of months ago. Everything was just pumping along. And I could have screwed the whole lot up. Unreal. Welcome to the world of beekeeping. Righto. We'll give it a little while and we'll, geez, they're still cranky. Anyway, we'll give them a little while and we'll come back and have a look in a week or so. And hopefully we've got a couple of queens to look at.